Greetings from the Stress Healer community. We will share some words of wisdom. What is resilience? We should never give up, even when the cards seem stacked against and we face one hurdle after another. We are talking about resilience. Resilience is just not the ability to persevere as evil. It is an outlook we can cultivate to stay focused on the important things in life rather than what is most urgent, and to keep ourselves from being carried away by negative emotions. Sooner or later, we all have to face difficult moments, and the way we do this can make a huge difference to our quality of life. Proper training for our mind, body, and emotional resilience is essential for confronting life's ups and downs. There's a Japanese proverb, Nanakaro Biyauki, meaning fall 7 times. Resilience is our ability to deal with setbacks. The more resilient we are, the easier it will be to pick ourselves up and get back to what gives meaning to our life. Resilient people know how to stay focused on their objectives, on what matters, without giving in to discouragement. Their flexibility is the source of their strength. They know how to adapt, to change, and to reverse reversals of fortune. They concentrate on the things they can control and don't worry about those they can't. In the word of the famous serenity prayer by Reinhold Niebuhr, God, give us grace to accept with serenity the things that cannot be changed, courage to change the things which should be changed, and the wisdom to distinguish the one from the other. We finally land on our dream job, but after a little while, we are already hunting for a better one. We win the lottery and buy a nice car, but then decide we can't live without a sailboat. We finally win the heart of the man or woman we have been penning for, and suddenly find we have a wanderlust. People can be insatiable. The Stoics believed that these kinds of desires and ambitions are not worth pursuing. The objective of the virtuous person is to reach a state of tranquility, the absence of negative feelings such as anxiety, fear, shame, vanity, and anger, and the presence of positive feelings such as happiness, love, serenity, and gratitude. In order to keep their minds virtuous, the Stoics practiced something like negative visualization. They imagined the worst thing that could happen in order to be prepared if certain privileges and pleasures were taken from them. To practice negative visualization, we have to reflect on negative events, but without worrying about them. Seneca, one of the richest men in the ancient Rome, lived a life of luxury that was, nonetheless, an active stoic. He recommended practicing negative visualization every night before falling asleep. In fact, he not only imagined these negative situations, but actually put them into practice. For example, by living for a week without servants, or the food and drink he used to as a wealthy man. As a result, he was able to answer the question, what is the worst thing that could happen? In Zen Buddhism, meditation is a way to become aware of our desires and emotions and thereby free ourselves from them. It's simply a question of keeping the mind free of thoughts, but instead involves observing our thoughts and emotions as they appear, not getting carried away by them. In this way, we train our minds not to handle jealousy or resentment. Most common used mantras in Buddhism focuses on controlling negative emotions. Om Mani Padme Hum, in which Om is the generosity that purifies the ego. Ma is used for jealousy. Ni is the patience that purifies passion, desire. Pad is the procession that purifies bias. Nay is the surrender that purifies greed. And Hum is the wisdom that purifies hatred. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius said that the things we love are like the leaves of a tree. They can fall at any moment with a gust of wind. He also said that changes in the world around us are not accidental, but rather form a part of the essence of the universe, a rather Buddhist notion.